Welcome to the lecture of my topic is on carbohydrate for exercise, which can have a powerful and dramatic influence on your wellness and to gain optimal health. Many of the people are struggling with weight issues, some diseases and others for sports performance. This content will help you to gain more information about the importance of carbohydrates for exercise and how to gain better performance in events and healthy life. So let us see the objectives. The first objective is the role of carbohydrate in exercise, importance of nutrition in sports performance, health benefits of physical fitness. And in this lecture, I explains about the importance of carbohydrate in exercise and fitness and also the importance of glycemic index. So let us see what is physical fitness. There is a difference between physical fitness and exercise. So what is physical fitness? Physical fitness is the body's ability to function efficiently and effectively. It is also associated with the person's ability to work effectively and enjoy leisure time and resist hypokinetic disease. Metabolic fitness and bone integrity is a non-performance component of fitness. Regular physical activity, sound nutrition and stress management are considered to be priority of healthy lifestyles. So, physical activity is connected with positive mental well-being and stress management. Now let us see what is the difference between physical activity and exercise. So physical activity means any bodily movement. For example, when you are doing a work or walking upstairs, the physical activity can be classified into three types. They are light, moderate and vigorous type of physical activity. The movement which is planned in order to improve the physical fitness is known as exercise. Example is yoga. So, exercise is also positively correlated to fitness of an individual. It also improves our well-being and overall quality of life. The entire physical activity program must include strength, endurance and flexibility. Let us see how carbohydrate is important to both fitness and exercise. And you all know that carbohydrate is a key fuel source for exercise, especially during competition and training program. So, the athlete should increase their carbohydrate intake before, during or after exercise. Many of everyday foods and fluids are rich in carbohydrates and it will have a different features. And here comes the importance of glycemic index. And glycemic index is one of the important in categorizing the carbohydrate as low and high glycemic index. Based on the effect of exercise on our human body, exercise is classified as three types. One is aerobic exercise, anaerobic exercise and flexibility. And let us see how can we measure the fitness and scoring which is visible in the following slides. It is the flexibility of the body to move easily and smoothly while doing various actions. This shows the smooth working of the entire body. Example, the combined action of eyes and hands. The ability to balance oneself without losing balance, that is the oscillating. The third one is it is the measure of movement of the body parts. For example, that is the skipping of rope. Here you can see the quickness of reaction with the fast movements, the ability to use muscle power, that is the power to push or pull. The most important test of the physical fitness is the endurance. This means the ability of the body to withstand stress for a prolonged period of time. The endurance is mainly measured by performance of the heart, and oxygen carrying of the blood mainly determines the endurance. And in the next section is to discuss about the health benefits of exercise. Let us see what are the benefits of doing the exercise or physical activity. The one is the maintenance of weight and decrease the risk of heart disease. The physical activity exercise is also decrease the risk of type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. It also reduce the risk of 4 types of cancer and strengthen the bones and muscles, and it also improve the mental health and mood. So one of the importance or benefits of the physical activities to encourage the ability to do daily activities, it also boosts the chance of living longer. Let us see which are the body systems involved in exercise. The cardiovascular systems and respiratory systems are the two systems involved in exercise. These systems help to provide the body with oxygen and nutrients and removes the carbon dioxide and metabolic waste products. So, the cardiovascular system is related to the exercise. The cardiovascular system responds to the increased demands of exercise. Next comes the blood flow. The pattern of blood flow changes when person is doing exercise. While doing exercise, more blood is sent to the active skeletal muscles and the body temperature raises and more blood flow to the skin. In long duration exercise, hot and humid environment, the cardiac output increases and body temperature also reduces. So the next is regarding the blood pressure. During dynamic exercise, the mean arterial blood pressure increases. The increase in the mean arterial blood pressure is due to cardiac output, and there will be decrease in total peripheral resistance. Next, that is the coronary circulation. The capillary density of the ventricular myocardium can be increased by endurance exercise training. Regarding the respiratory responses to exercise, due to the stress of exercise, the respiratory system also responds. When you are doing higher intensity exercise, the respiratory rate is also increases. In highly trained male athletes, pulmonary ventilation rates may reach more than 200 liters per minute at maximal rates of work. Resistance exercise. What do you mean by resistance exercise? The muscle mass is involved in the resistance exercise. The research data suggests that the cardiovascular risk is relatively low and the hypertensive persons may benefit from resistance training. Let us see the involvement of skeletal muscle. The main purpose of the musculoskeletal system is to move the body. In return to need changes its ability to extract oxygen, select energy sources and remove itself of waste products. Skeletal muscle is related to the energy metabolism, and you all know carbohydrate is related to the energy metabolism. So the metabolic process is essential for generating adenosine triphosphate, that is ATP. Each system gives to energy production in every type of exercise. The contribution of each system to energy production nearly almost all the type of exercise. This is also depends upon the intensity of work rate at the onset of exercise and the availability of oxygen in the muscles. So comes the energy system. In high intensity exercise, that is 40 to 200 meter sprint, the system can produce energy at a very high rates which will last till the exercise complete. Regarding the metabolic rate, the quantity of the body uses energy is known as metabolic rate. In order to find the rate of energy expenditure during exercise, the metabolic rate is defined as metabolic equivalent. The metabolic equivalent is to measure the physical activity intensity on the basis of the intensity scale. Regarding maximal oxygen uptake, while during exercise the volume of oxygen increases in direct proportion to the rate of work, the stage at which a person's volume of oxygen is no longer able to increase is known as the maximal oxygen uptake. Let us see what is the involvement of lactate threshold. The primary byproduct of anaerobic glycolytic energy system is lactate. When the intensity of exercise is lower, the cardiorespiratory can meet the oxygen needs of active muscles. The blood lactate level is almost similar to the level at rest. Some of the lactate is used for aerobically and it is removed as soon as it enters the blood from the muscles. So, when the intensity of exercise is increased, the rate of lactate entry into the blood from the muscle is also increased. So, blood lactate level is also increases above the resting level. There is a point at which the concentration of lactate in the blood begins to increase above resting level and that is known as lactate threshold. Let us see what is the involvement of hormonal response to exercise. The endocrine system and nervous system plays an important role in maintaining homeostatic conditions both in rest and during exercise. While during exercise, the hormones such as catecholamines secreted as higher amounts whereas insulin produced is less. Then comes the point of immune response, how it is related to exercise. The immune system provides control against viruses, foreign proteins and bacteria by using the different functions of cells produced by the bone marrow and thymus gland. So, the physical exercise means any body activity that enhances or maintains physical fitness and overall health and wellness. The importance of physical fitness is to strengthen your muscles and the cardiovascular system. So, exercise helps to maintain your body weight and boosts our immune system and prevent the type 2 diabetes and obesity. It also increases our self-esteem and also to reduce both childhood and adult obesity. And healthy aging is the interaction between genes, the environment and lifestyle factors, particularly diet and physical activity. Ongoing initiatives is to optimize long-term health and promote healthy aging which based on the concept of functional fitness. So, in order to maintain health, diet and exercise is essential. Let us see how physical exercise helps in the brain function. Latest study says that regular physical activity helps in the prevention and treatment of Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, depression and cognitive function. And the aerobic exercise helps to improve the cardiac and cancer calcium. Physical activity reduces the mental health problems. So, how healthy diet is important to us. The important way to maintain one's personal health mainly depends on the healthy diet which comprises of a variety of plant-based and animal-based foods that provide nutrients to our body. And these nutrients help us to gain energy and keep your body healthy. It also shapes our body to strengthen bones, muscles and tendons and also regulate body process, for example, the blood pressure. See the picture of food guide pyramid. The food guide pyramid is a pyramid shaped diet of healthy foods divided into different sections, and each part shows the recommended intake of each food group. The selection of healthy food choice is important because it can lower your risk of heart diseases, some types of cancer, and also helps to maintain our body weight. Next is the importance of glycemic index. It is a ranking of quickly carbohydrate foods raise blood glucose level following the food ingestion. Low glycemic index foods are much slower to digest and absorb, which result rise in blood glucose levels. For example, if you take higher glycemic index foods, which can be useful immediately after an exercise to promote a faster recovery of muscle glycogen stores. In order to gain maximum benefits from exercise, it has to be aerobic for at least 20 minutes duration, carried out on a regular basis 3 to 5 days a week is the best. Sometimes we often say that we don't have the energy to exercise. Start slowly and gradually over weeks and months build up your exercise tolerance. Moderate intensity exercise is best approximately 60% of maximum heart rate for approximate 20 to 30 minutes. Aerobicity exercise for approximately 20 to 30 minutes, that is 78% walked for 30 minutes, 34% walked is enough for 4 times a week, 20% moderate intensity and 67% for athlete. In physical fitness, the body composition is used to describe the percentage of fat, basal water and muscles in human bodies because muscular tissue taken of less space in our body than the fat tissue. The conditions like exercising high altitudes in extreme heat and extreme conditions. People who exercise in high altitudes may elevate their heart rate. In extreme heat, body must adjust to maintain the proper temperature. In extreme cold, there is a risk of lowering too much of body heat, so body must be well insulated. Higher carbohydrate intakes are recommended for endurance athletes during period of heavy temperature when peaking for important competition. Adequate carbohydrate intake is associated with better exercise tolerance to heavy training and appears to be critical for sustaining high rates of carbohydrate oxidation for high level endurance. The replacement of carbohydrate during prolonged exercise can benefit the sports performance. It is important to consider the timing of carbohydrate among the training competition. Carbohydrate intake after exercise is essential for optimum recovery of glycogen source. Let us learn for what is the need for glycemic index. It is a valuable nutrition education tool in a number of areas of clinical nutrition. Low glycemic index carbohydrate foods, typically with a carbohydrate less than 40%, have been recommended before endurance events with a moderate glycemic index to high glycemic index carbohydrate foods, which have been recommended for post-exercise to enhance the glycogen storage. Eating high carbohydrate meal within the 4-hour period before exercise improves the endurance performance. This helps to provide additional carbohydrate fuel during prolonged, moderate and intensity of exercise. It also helps to provide additional carbohydrate fuel by gradually releasing the carbohydrate from the gut during the activity. However, there is a potential disadvantage of carbohydrate intake before exercise is that the resultant rise in the blood insulin levels which suppresses the use of fat as an energy supply. So, how carbohydrate helps during exercise? It improves the performance and decreases the stress. Injection of carbohydrate during exercise helps to maintain euglycemia. So, what do you mean by post exercise recovery period? It means the glycogen stores are resynthesized. One of the important factors is that what kinds of food should be eaten before a particular type of exercise. People must avoid meals high in proteins and fat. What is the reason? The reason is that the sympathetic nervous system inhibits the movement of gastrointestinal tract during exercise and may lead to cramping and acid reflux into the esophagus. So let us learn which is the ideal meal to eat before exercise. And what is the importance of carbohydrate loading? So, what is carbohydrate loading? The carbohydrate loading is a strategy involving changes to training and nutrition that can maximize muscle glycogen stores prior to endurance competition. Sports such as cycling, marathon running, endurance swimming, etc. requires this type of diet. Latest study says that only if you are doing very hard continuous exercise for 90 minutes or more it is needed. So let us know about the importance of next, that is the fiber. If you consume a small amounts of soluble fibers before or during exercise may be beneficial in maintaining your blood sugar level. And if you had stomach or intestinal cramps or diarrhea before exercise, is better to restrict the high fiber foods such as legumes, whole grain products and dried fruit in the meal, which will reduce the stress. So let me conclude, that is, the carbohydrate is a very important nutrient both in fitness and exercise. Diet affects performance and the foods that we choose in training and competition will affect how well we train and compete. Thank you.